Hi Taurus, welcome. Taurus, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading and we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So Taurus, when I was meditating on the collective energy, I just felt a lot of busyness, a lot of busy energy. So you may find yourself kind of stuck in the busyness of life. Could be in the work area, could be at home, etc., etc. It just feels like the energy kind of moving forward a little bit faster, especially as we get out of the retrograde, which is going to open up the energy. It might have felt stagnant during the months of December in particular, but also maybe the beginning of January. But as we get closer to February and March, I feel like you're going to notice, or I guess what I'm getting is there'll be a noticeable difference in the type of momentum that you're feeling in your life, and things may feel like they went from nothing moving to everything moving at once. So hold on tight, Taurus. Let's go ahead and get into the cards, though, and see what else we have. So you have 3 cards that came out in your crowning energy, which is about, interesting, balance, challenge, and empowerment. So this card is talking about how you relate to others, how you interact with others, confronting your demons, interestingly enough, and or it can be a very confrontational energy. I know, not something you necessarily want to hear, right? But sometimes we do have to look at the things that that sometimes we avoid, okay? So there also might be some sort of avoidance going on in the energy, which I think I got that message for another zodiac sign, but I'm not sure who it was. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But anyways, there is like this challenging energy here. So the good news is that this is leading to your empowerment, right? This is talking about enhancing your strength, using this as an opportunity to grow and develop yourself, right? To truly empower yourself. Sometimes we don't even know our own power until we come out the other end of a struggle or a challenge. And you know, I feel like you're going to be able to find some balance in the situation, no matter what life is throwing at you. And it may feel like it's coming at you pretty fast. Again, I feel like I'm even talking fast. Give yourself room to breathe, right? So if you start to get overwhelmed, Taurus, that's when you know enough is enough. That's when you know you need to take a break, you need to take a chill pill, you need to remove yourself from a situation or give yourself a brain break. You know what I mean? So honor yourself, listen to your body, listen to your intuition. And let's see what else we have coming through for my Tauruses. Wow. Okay, this cannot be a coincidence. I got 3 cards. I only wanted 1. I got 3. And then I got 3 cards yet again. So also, 3s may be important. 333. You may see that on the clock. Maybe look up the spiritual meaning of 3s. Things may be happening in 3s. So pay attention. So this is talking about love and burdens and generosity, but these 2 are in the reverse. So when it comes to matters of the heart, Taurus, if there's been some sort of struggle there or feeling like you're not getting what you're giving, or your partner's been feeling that way, or vice versa, I feel like this is presenting itself as something to be worked out and balanced during this time frame, right? It's almost like sometimes when we feel like we're not receiving what we deserve in love, we tend to pull back, right? But when we pull back our energy, we feel a divide because you're liquid love. You have love energy running through you, and it's not in our nature to deny love. And when we deny love, whether that be to ourselves or others, no matter how justified our ego may make it, it still hurts. And it hurts because you are meant to be a loving person. And the closer you get to understanding that and truly unconditionally loving yourself, the better you feel. That's not a coincidence. And the farther you get away from that unconditional love and start judging self and judging others, the worse you feel. Not a coincidence, right? So in order to feel at your best and to live life to its best, you have to line up with love, okay? So there's this energy here, there's this message here where maybe it's felt like a bit of a challenge for you to truly look upon a situation through the eyes of unconditional love, which is not easy to do, right? Especially when we're presented with challenges, especially when things feel burdensome. But that is what you're being called towards, Taurus. That's what we're all being called towards. We're all being called towards one thing and one thing only, and that is love, because love is home. That's home. That's our natural state of being. So it's never going to feel good to be anything anywhere outside of that. And already you have messages coming through. So let's get more specific as to what this is about. For you, Taurus, we're going to look at the headspace and what may be going on there. Then we're going to look at the heart space and what you need to know about that. And then we're going to look at the big spiritual picture for my Tauruses. You have the Empress. What does Taurus need to know? I keep hearing a lyric from a song that I recently heard, which is Sinead O'Connor, but just the one part keeps replaying in my head, where she says, "Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong?" It's, nothing compares to you. Yes, that's the song. That may resonate with you. Check that out. So, Taurus, you have the Empress, the Two of Cups in the reverse, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. So there's like this sense of feeling disconnected or a disconnection here. Some of you, this could be feeling disconnected just in general from life, from feeling as good as you can feel. Others of you, this could be an actual disconnection with a person, a friend, a partner. But they're wanting you to see whatever this disconnection is as an opportunity to get to know yourself better, to truly develop yourself a little bit more, right? Sometimes we kind of need a break from the rigmarole, you know, of other people, or sometimes we even need a break from our loved ones, right? Our children, our parents, our intimate partners. It does get a bit overwhelming at times where you just kind of need a little bit of space, a little bit of me time, and I feel like you could really benefit from that, Taurus, during this time frame, to reconnect with yourself, to revibe with yourself, you know, and this is what's going to regenerate you, because after this disconnection here, Taurus, it's almost like, all right, well, it's time to celebrate a new chapter, you know what I mean? Some of you, yeah, there is this sense of feeling a bit disconnected, but there's also this sense of like freedom. There's also this sense of like excitement over having a new chapter, having something new. It's almost like you need to disconnect to reconnect, you know what I mean? One door closes, another one opens type of thing. And this bringing empowerment into the picture. Some of you are also learning the importance of when to pull back, right? When to be generous with your time and energy versus when to not, you know, when the burden is too high, the struggle is too tough, or you're not getting that in return, right? Again, as I said earlier, sometimes that is an indicator to pull back until you get your bearings straight or until the situation develops. So some of you are learning to balance what you're giving your time and energy to, and yet I do feel there's a lot of busyness in the energy, a lot of distractions going on as well. So it's a lot, right? It's like a lot to take in. It feels like a lot. It could be that you're just like sitting in your living room with nothing going on, but yet your brain is like super busy, or they're giving me the word tied down. You're feeling tied down to something for some reason, and it's overcomplicating it. But it's also, the good news is it's all in your head, you know, which almost a good portion of our life is spent in our head, right? We think life is an action journey, but it's very much an emotional, internal journey, as we spend all of it inside here, right? So let's see what's going on then in the heart space and go a little bit deeper. What's this? What is going on with my deck here? All right, so you have the Fool, Justice, and the Knight of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups in the reverse. Three of Swords. Why the Three of Swords? Okay, I definitely felt a shift down in the energy, so give it to me again. Yes, there is downtime, but when you have downtime or like you're in your head, Taurus, which is technically all the time, but you get the meaning of that phrase. When you're in that headspace, right, mulling over something, be careful not to get fixated on the outcome that you don't want. Okay, worst case scenarios, worrisome thoughts, things of that nature. We think we're being logical when we think of those things, like we're preparing ourselves for all scenarios. But because you create your experience through your mind, and it begins in the mind and then it manifests, when you lend a lot of your time and focus to worrisome or worst case scenario thoughts, you don't prevent them from happening. You increase the likelihood of manifesting them. And if most people understood that, they would understand why they say, don't worry. Because it serves no purpose and it doesn't bring about a better outcome. It just makes you miserable also in the meantime to think of those things. And also it lends your energy towards it. So I'm not saying everything you worry about is going to manifest. Please don't walk away from here thinking that. I'm just saying that you do increase the likelihood. The more fixated you get on it, the more often you think about it, the more you believe that it's going to happen that way, because you do get what you expect and what you believe. But a belief is just a thought you keep thinking, right? So pay attention to your repetitive habitual thoughts and ask yourself, does it feel good when I think about this? Do I have any control over whether or not this might occur? And if the answer is no to both, probably not worth thinking about it anymore. So anyways, what's showing up in the heart space? Why do I smell hairspray all of a sudden? It's a very interesting smell. Or maybe it's Febreze. I don't really know. Okay. You have the Fool here. Justice card, the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. And then whatever this is you're dwelling on. So there's two cards that talk about, you know, karma clearing out, one door closing, another one opening, and there being balance brought to a situation. So that's an absolute. But as you move forward, as you make some progression towards February, there is a clearing up of the air that may need to happen, or some sort of decision that you need to come to here. But I feel like it's going to be difficult to arrive at that solution if you are focused on the problem. And so Spirit is encouraging you to come to peace with whatever this is that you've had going on within your heart space, so that you could be a little bit more clear as you go into your next chapter and have more solutions available to you. Some of you have been afraid of maybe making the wrong choice, but I feel you coming out of that actually. I feel you are gaining a lot of certainty in the energy, and this is helping you to move forward. Also, if there is something that has been challenging to you or a person, disconnecting from that, or, you know, placing distance there, I do feel is actually helping you energetically to kind of move past something. So, yes, that is an act of self-love sometimes. But then once you get back into your good feeling space, Taurus, if you are able to think about something that's been irritating you in a different lens, through the eyes of understanding instead of irritation, you can actually soothe the energy around it and manifest some sort of change in that situation, FYI. But not until you yourself are back into your good feeling space, back into alignment, right? So I guess the encouragement here is to give yourself the space that you need and then jump back into it, but with a different set of eyes, with a fresh set of eyes, right? I do feel like there is some sort of coming to peace here with some unresolved issues when it comes to the heart, when it comes to emotions. You may have really been focused on, you know, the negativity of something or someone, or really hurt over something that was going on. But I feel like you're getting to this point where you're just like, you know, I surrender that, or I need to let that go. I can't let that disturb my peace. I really feel like this very strong nudge here for you to not allow yourself to go in the direction of allowing others or situations outside of you to deplete you or to disturb your peace. And it's kind of like taking your power back here, Taurus, and finding that balance again within yourself. So let's see what else. We're going to go into the big spiritual picture. Let's see. Queen of Wands. It's like in my mouth. Like I can taste hairspray. It's terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I can smell it. I can taste it. I'm almost choking on it. Whew. What's up with that? I know, weird, right? Listen, if I have any Tauruses watching, lay off the hairspray or the perfume. Like, it's too much. It's overwhelming. Or maybe you're around someone that they just bathe in deodorant or perfume. Like, it's overwhelming my senses, to be honest with you. This very pungent smell. What is the deal? You only need a little squirt, guys. Just a little. That's it. All right. So, anyways. So random. You have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Hangman. So this is you coming around. I heard turning the corner. So whatever it is that you had been stuck on here that was presenting a challenge to you, whether it be matters of the heart, or I feel it is a matter of the heart, but take it as it resonates. I do feel you getting some sort of relief or relieve here, and turning the corner in that situation to where you're feeling more energized, you're feeling more connected, there's more happiness flowing than any other type of energy, where you're unburdening yourself, you know, from giving your energy where it's not appreciated, right? By appreciating self. But again, you know, the encouragement here is once you get into that state of self-appreciation, then you shine that loving understanding on others. Lead by example. Some of you are teachers, you know, and I don't mean like school teachers, although maybe. I'm talking about like spiritual teachers. And you don't even have to be in the spiritual practice. Well, we all have the capacity to teach by example. That's what I mean. Some of you teach by example, meaning like the way that you live your life, it could inspire other people, you know, and there's nothing more inspiring than seeing someone who has the wherewithal to be themselves, to empower themselves without dehumanizing other people, without judging or putting down others, but to love oneself and to love equally even those who have harmed us. What do they say? Love your friends, but also love your enemies. Both of them are helping you grow. You know, like that is a trait that most people never attain, because a lot of people think it's stronger. Like you're a strong person if you cut others down and you set firm boundaries and you ghost or people, or like they think that's strength. That's weakness, right? Because that's easy to do. You know, it takes strength to be loving, even though the environment or other people may not be loving towards you, right? And don't take this to the extreme of I'm saying stay in a situation where you're unsafe, okay? But I'm saying, like, in general, the strongest thing to do is to maintain your power and your humility at the same time. Maintain your power without it going to the ego. So I don't know why I'm going into all of this, but that's how you lead by example, right? And I guess I'm relaying this to you because a lot of you are teachers and you do this, or you have the capacity to do this, and or you're in the process of learning this through yourself, through your own life experience, right? Because I feel like when we are in our younger ages, we automatically go to the ego. We just do. But then eventually life humbles us. It has a tendency to kick our ass the older we get, right? And through that process, right, we become less ego-driven and more spiritual-driven. And there's a purpose to that. And they're giving me an image because they want you to imagine it this way. You know, imagine a rock it's got a bunch of edges and dirt on it, and you put it in a river, a fast-moving river. Well, over time, that water erodes that rock until it's nice, soft, and smooth, right? That's kind of what happens to our fragile egos. We come in, ego ablazing, we know it all. And think about yourself when you were a teenager. I definitely thought I knew it all back then. Didn't, but you know what I mean? And then like life is the river. Life kind of beats us up, you know, with the current. But at the same time, while it's beating us up, it's softening our edges, and it's creating more space for less ego and more spiritual. And it does that through contrast, by going through challenges, by figuring out who we are, not to make us harder. None of what is sent to you in your life is to make you harder. It's to make you softer, more loving, and yet stronger, because there is strength in love. There is a whole lot of strength in love. There's power in love. Love is the power that creates universes, and anything outside of that is disempowerment, right? Is a trick of the ego. Anyways, I don't know why I'm going through this. I might title this reading Ego Trip. I don't know. I feel like you're over that point. I must be tuned into my more spiritually evolved Tauruses, or those of you who came to teach, you know, like, or you're headed in that direction, or maybe some of you need a reminder that, you know, to return to your power, to return to who you really are, Taurus. And you're the Hierophant, for goodness sakes. The Hierophant represents alignment, represents spirituality, religion, enlightenment. It's the knower. That's who you are. That's who you came to be. There's something that's happening in the atmosphere that's lending a different perspective, that's giving you a different perspective on your situation, on your life. So don't ignore that, Taurus. Empower yourself. And like I said earlier, there's some sort of challenge here, that there is balance being brought to that. And also there is this disconnect here that's actually allowing you some space that you probably need, because it feels really busy here. But this is allowing you space to kind of get back into that good feeling place, Taurus. And a lot of you are releasing old wounds, heartaches, things you've been really stuck on. And you're going from stagnant to fast forward. And it's beautiful, and you're really going to love it. So let's see what the guidance cards have to say for my Taurus. It says, the universe is big enough to fulfill my every intent. The universal manager has the ability to bring everyone a match to what they are giving their attention to, without depriving anyone else of what they are wanting. This is a reminder to you, Taurus, that the universe has the ability to deliver to you all of your desires, not just some of them. The universe is not asking you to compromise, and not saying to put up with what you don't want. It's saying it has the ability to match all of your desires. The question is, are you a match to your desires? And if you want to be a match to everything that you want and more, then line up with love, because that's your home base. And when you're aligned with love, you cannot go wrong. So, beautiful reading, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. Zodiac signs that you might be connecting with or having your own birth chart. I have Taurus energy here, but I also have Libra, Capricorn, Pisces, Virgo, Libra, Aries, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Cancer. Those are the predominant signs I'm seeing, but keep in mind it is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos and content over there. Tarot Time with Dana, all of it linked in the description box below, as well as in the About section of my YouTube, where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Taurus, and until next time, my friends.